Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be talking about the future of the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. Now, as of March of 2024, this is the very last presence of Transform Co. in the entire New York City metropolitan area. This is the last operating one, given that Sears at Newport Center in Jersey City, New Jersey, shut down a few weeks ago. So today, we're going to be talking about the future of the Kmart in Bridgehampton, better known as the Martha Stewart Kmart. And we've gone over this many times in the non-liquidating videos, but in particular today, we're going to be focusing on this particular store because there's a lot of significance behind this. So we're going to talk about what retailers are unfortunately not able to come in. So sadly, there cannot be a Target unless they get some sort of approval for the small format Target. Then that's definitely a different conversation we'll be having in 6 months. But second, they're very likely going to have to subdivide this spot. So let's take a look here at the floor plan that is being leased by CBRE. Right now, there are no plans for the store to close, but obviously, with the store being up for lease, that of course will trigger the store closing. This gives you about the details about the rent, everything. This is the Marco aerial, which shows the actual shopping center. That's the proposed site. So they're trying to put in one small retailer there, obviously, and I'm sure they're going to try and lease the rest of it too. So what is this center home to right now? So we could think there's a couple of process of elimination. So number one, obviously, there cannot be a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls that decides to go in because obviously they're within the existing strip. Now, obviously, we see here they're only subdividing off one little space here, and with that being said, of course. So, with that, of course, they're only going to do this right now for a little space. But obviously, if another tenant does come forward with a huge amount of money, because Eddie Lampert wants big bucks for the rest of these properties across America, we could very well see it close. So the question now is, this is some of the tenants. So there's a Kmart, Walgreens, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Staples, Williams, Sonoma, Verizon, Ulta Beauty, Panera Bread, King Cullen. You can't beat the King Cullen. Those old supermarket commercials, Petco, Barnes & Noble, Athleta, and of course Dunkin' Donuts. So the question is now, what is the most appropriate tenant to line up this center with? Now, there are a couple of tenants that could possibly take over this Kmart spot. So this right now is the Kmart store. This is the leasing information. So we already know that TJ Maxx and Marshalls are out because for reasons being. I don't necessarily think this area would do well with a Burlington. Bridgehampton's a very expensive area, so I just don't think Burlington is the correct tenant to come in. I could be wrong. Burlington could be looking at this to expand. I just don't think Bridgehampton it's not a good enough town for them. They're very more lower scale. I just don't necessarily think Bridgehampton is an appropriate place for them. Now, there are two possibilities that could happen here. The Kmart could eventually close, and this could become obviously a smaller tenant, and then Kmart could be subdivided between a HomeSense and a Sierra Trading Post. That's one possible scenario. Then you make this a whole TJX center. You have Marshalls, TJ Maxx, HomeSense, and Sierra Trading Post all under the same roof, all under the same strip. The second scenario is Target comes out with that small format location and they want to go to Bridgehampton because they know that there's a lot of square footage there. So that's also a possibility too. But the challenge is Kmart itself got grandfathered in, and they don't really want bigger tenants there because I guess Bridgehampton's like a Sleepy Hollow town. They don't really want a big national chain there. But Target could get bypass the rule by having a much smaller format type of store where, in other words, they could have a store where it doesn't go against the town's ordinance. I don't know. It gets weird with these towns and everything, especially like these Sleepy Hollow ones. But that could also happen too. So I do think that this Kmart and Bridgehampton, I think someone is going to sign up this year, especially with the way that the economy is going and more tenants are signing on. So it's either going to be HomeSense, Sierra Trading Post. We could even see another supermarket here, maybe like an Aldi or a Lilly. That's another possibility too. Yes, I know there's a King Cullen here, but I don't think there's any Aldis or Lildis, so they could definitely put one in the Kmart, and then that would be the end of Bridgehampton Kmart. Um, but again, there's a lot of different opportunities for this spot. It's just, in other words, the right tenant hasn't approached. Obviously, the pandemic didn't help, but now we're in 2024, and spaces are getting bought out left and right from a lot of these you know lower scale tenants that are trying to make a presence and make their name known. And the Kmart at Bridgehampton is a good opportunity for a new tenant to come in, but considering that this was the last Kmart that is left in mainland continental United States that has not yet been subdivided or closed, is definitely a significant thing. I don't know how much longer this Kmart has. Again, a company they could even be in talks right now with the company, and we don't even know. It could all of a sudden get sold. All of a sudden, I could be making a video within 6 months or 2 weeks saying that, by the way, Kmart Bridgehampton is closing. But I wanted to make this video because I think it's very important to make a special video talking about the last operating Transform Co. store within the New York City metropolitan area. And I think that's why that this video is very important, because this really is the last one. Because Westwood closed in 2023, last year, and then Sears in Jersey City closed a few weeks ago, so now this is the last Transform Co. property operating within the New York City metropolitan area. So we'll take a look at it here on Google Maps. So the blue sign has since been replaced with a regular red sign, and obviously that usually isn't a good sign. But back in the day, they used to have this beautiful, this absolutely gorgeous blue sign, and obviously, unfortunately, they have actually since replaced it with a blue Kmart sign. A red Kmart sign. Yes, so we'll see what happens with the Bridgehampton Kmart. Nothing. It's not closing right now. They are trying to get rid of some of the spot here. They're trying to downsize it a little bit. I don't know what that's really going to do, but right now it's still a regular Kmart. I don't necessarily know if I'll make it out to this one. It's a bit of a drive and would probably require a hotel stay, but who knows? Maybe this will hold on long enough for me to pull the trigger and definitely go see it for sure. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me going over the Bridgehampton Kmart. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. If you guys have any questions or any suggestions in terms of what tenants might could go in there, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that will be it.